A sunny Wednesday evening here at East Clayton Community Park, and we are just about set for the showdown between number 1 in the East Division and number 2. It's going to be the Brunswick Surfin Turfs coming into East Clayton Community Park, boasting a record of 21-6 overall in the division, and the Clayton Clovers 16-12 in the division. They're 5.5 games back. Just about statistically impossible for the Clovers to overtake Brunswick, bar some crazy circumstances here for the playoffs. Clovers just 2 games up right now. They currently hold the playoff spot as we approach the end. Only about 4 or 5 more league games remain for the Clayton Clovers. So crunch time now more than ever. And when you look at a game like this against the Brunswick Surfin Turfs, it's a potential playoffs matchup. So the Clovers coming in with a strong mindset. Obviously, you want to win this game if you can in dominating fashion. If you're wondering how the playoffs work here at the Old North State League, it's going to be the top 2 from each division. For the Eastern Division, that would be Brunswick and Clayton as it stands right now. Then the total of 6 teams get reseeded, and then it starts as a double elimination tournament to see who the eventual champion will be. If you're familiar with NCAA College World Series, similar to the College World Series or regional, not quite as much like the Super Regional, but a lot of these college players who already have experience with tournaments, that is on the horizon. So for your Clovers out in the field right now, starting in the outfield, it's going to be Garrett Moffitt out in left, Zach Lyon in center, and Jackson Dunlap in right. From the infield, Mike Snyder at first, Davey Morgan at second, Will Orr at third, and it's going to be, as always, Zach Zoltowski as the shortstop. JoJo Allen will be the designated hitter, and it's going to be Luke Macon on the mound here for the Clovers. His home debut. Very excited to see how it starts off, and it'll come in with a strike 1. Both these teams come in with 6-game winning streaks in the division right now. 2 very hot teams, and when you look at this matchup for the Clovers, you're going to hope to see some bats flying, some balls going deep, and the pitches staying consistent. That's what they've managed to do in the second half of the season as Luke Macon records his first strikeout, 3 pitches, 1 batter out.
From Georgia College and State University, freshman number 9, Aiden.
Consistency has been the name of the game for the Clovers. That and being able to gel everything together as things have started to come together. We've really seen how the Clovers have just exploded. They are 7-3 in their last 10, 8-3 in their last 11. Both these teams with a 6-game win streak. One of those is going to have to come to a close tonight, as that one hit over towards Davey Morgan. He'll whip it on over to Mike Snyder, and that is 2 up, 2 down. The Clovers defense is locked in right now.
Sophomore number 24, Christian Bartholomew.
So now Christian Bartholomew's up next. It was Brady Skipper first who struck out, then Alden Payne who ground out on the first pitch. Just 4 pitches so far for Luke Macon. And for the first time today, he will find outside the strike zone, ball 1. He comes in for ball 2 now. And that one popped up high It's going to fall right in front of Jackson Dunlap. Did not quite have the ability to make the play. Perfectly placed ball by Bartholomew. And it's going to be a 2-out single here for Brunswick as they get moving.
First baseman, number 25, Cody.
2-out offense is something the Clovers are all too familiar with, boasting their own 2-out offense. Not so much that we've seen in the past few games, but throughout probably the first 3 quarters of the season, we really saw the Clovers put their backs against the wall and be able to respond. As that one comes down low. However, the Clovers then started to put that behind them, and we've seen a win streak start here at East Clayton Community Park. And that one's also on the inside. The 2-out offense is certainly something important to have the experience in, gets you out of a hitch, but not something you really want to rely on, and especially as we get towards the playoffs. When every game matters, and then certainly when you reach the tournament, every single play matters. It is double elimination, but the clear advantage goes towards the team that simply just does not lose. Clovers right now would be battling for the bottom 3 seeds of the tournament if they make it. Right now, the Sanford Spinners 15-12, as that one is also fouled off, making a 2-2 count. Clayton Clovers 16-12, so they've got half a game ahead of the Spinners right now. It's going to be close as the season continues, but still something to play for the Clovers, even if they lock in the playoffs. Lexington Flying Pigs 16-11, so the Clovers a half game behind them, and a huge strikeout there by Luke Macon makes it 2 for the day, and the Clovers blazing into the bottom of the first now. They'll get their first chance to bat. We'll have those batting lineups for you when we come back, so don't go anywhere. You're watching Clayton Clovers Baseball. Clovers now getting set to take their first crack at the bat in this showdown between number 1 and number 2 for the Clovers. Every league game matters now, not only to lock in their spot in the playoffs, but to get as good of a seed as possible. Only the top 2 seeds will get an initial bye, which might be a little bit out of reach at this point. The Brunswick Surfin Terps boasting a record of 21-6, tied overall for first in the league with Hendersonville, who also has a 21-6 record. So it'll be 6-3-4-5 as the 2 matchups. Losers of those games will then play in an elimination game. Then the 2 winners go on to face off against the 1 and 2 seed respectively. So Zach Lyon at the bat right now. Currently a 1-1 count for this Clovers batting lineup. It's going to be Zach Lyon leading things off here, followed by the captain, Davey Morgan, Big Mike Snyder, JoJo Allen, Garrett Moffitt, Jackson Dunlap, Zach Zoltolski, Luke Bowen, and Will Orr. So the Clovers also boasting a pretty deep batting lineup that they have managed to put together in the last few weeks of this season. A lot of depth to it, and I think the Clovers are certainly wanting to give as much of that depth experience as we get close to the end of the regular season here. We also have seen a few key players take some rest days, some well-earned rest days, Davey Morgan being one of them. Good to see him back in the home lineup. He did play in that doubleheader against the Fayetteville Shoots yesterday. I'll be interested to see how the Clovers pitching fares throughout today. Running a doubleheader can be exhausting. You run through twice as many pitchers as you may normally. And that one, way over the head of the catcher, Zach Lyon, will advance on the leadoff walk. So the Clovers getting things started here.
He's from Thumb, North Carolina. He's your junior second baseman, numero dos.
Now the Fayetteville Shoots played 2 straight games of doubleheaders, so you got to imagine their lineup was quite exhausted by the end of the day. First game, Clovers took 10-2. Second game, Shoots put up a fight. They had the bases loaded with 2 outs. They found themselves down 4-3 in the bottom of the ninth, or bottom of the 7th, and could not get it done. So the Clovers came away from that trip down to Fayetteville 2-0. A good response after the Kinston Wingmen, currently 3rd in the Eastern Division, also won both their games against the Fayetteville Shoots. So the Clovers have kept their lead strong so far. Kinston hoping, obviously, the games like today, that the Clovers might break that winning streak, so they might have a chance to catch up. At this point, the fate is in the Clovers' own hands, though. Something we talked about throughout the season was something that there were points where the Clovers were not controlling their own destiny. Is Davey Morgan's going to hit that one deep center. That one's gone. Davey Morgan, his second home run of the season, made it look easy. Clovers put up 2 early here, all before Mike Snyder. Davey Morgan making a statement here at East Clayton Community Park. Took a while for the Clovers to find that power. Then all the gates broke loose. Mike Snyder had himself a grand slam. And suddenly it was everyone's turn in on the fun. Garrett Moffitt, who had previously hit a solo shot
Stay hot, kid.
about halfway through the season on the road. But once Mike Snyder's grand slam came through, everything was different, and the Clovers found the confidence on the power side they were looking for. And an array of home runs has just been released ever since then. So Davey Morgan puts the Clovers up 2 early here. Now Mike Snyder, who still leads the Clovers home run count with a 1-1 count.
Everybody clap your hands. Come on, y'all.
Earlier in the season, we also saw how a lot of the Clovers' batting success was tied around Davey Morgan. When Morgan was hitting well, the team was hitting well. Then, whenever Morgan would not do as well, wouldn't see the Clovers do as well. But the Clovers managed to break out of that streak. And Davey Morgan has come roaring back himself as Mike Snyder draws the walk. 3 straight batters advance, no outs yet for Brunswick. It's going to be the designated hitter, JoJo Allen. Good to see JoJo in this designated hitter slot. He was one of those names who would come in and out of the lineup as time went on. And then after a 4-for-4 showing in an exhibition match, we've seen JoJo Allen pretty consistently in the lineup. He's someone who's able to take advantage of situations when given to him. So now he's working with Mike Snyder on first. No outs on the board, 2 runs already up for the Clovers. And early here, Clayton is putting pressure on Brunswick. This is exactly what you want to do if you're Clayton when you're dealing with a team who's 21-6, 8-2 in their last 10. Massive winning streak. Really want to put it in the other team's court to deal with. When Clayton's able to come out here and just start hammering the ball, getting on bases. As long as you can keep that up, that's a good success line. So now the 1-2 here for JoJo Allen. Allen's going to hit that one. It's going to get past the second baseman. JoJo Allen's got himself a single. Everybody's in on the fun right now, and we're up to the number 5 batter, Garrett Moffitt. Snyder advances to second. Goes no further.
Your left fielder from Cary, North Carolina. He's
Now
with the
Moffitt,
NC State Olympics.
former NC State player,
Number 1, Garrett
transferred
Moffitt.
to University of Mount Olive. A Cary native. Moffitt is someone, very valuable hitter on this Clovers lineup, was able to really prove his worth, and he hits that one into center field. That'll be good for the first out of the day. So Brunswick finally catches their first out. Can sometimes be the most difficult thing to do. And now it's going to be Jackson Dunlap. Clovers made it down to the 5-hitter before getting that first out. Something the Clovers do have to be careful of as this game goes on. We've seen how they can start hot, slow down through the rest of the game, and then pick it up right at the end. I think if you are the coaching staff here, as the playoffs emerge, you want to really get on your team about keeping your foot on the gas, something Clayton was able to do in Fayetteville for both games, played very consistently through both of them. Something they've been able to do at home recently in their divisional and league games. So we know baseball is 90% mental and the other half physical. As Dunlap reaches on that one, but it's going to find a gap between the first and second baseman. And with 1 out on the board, Jackson Dunlap is going to load the bases. Dunlap, who has been a consistent leader on and off the field here for the Clovers, showing off why in his playing ability. And now it's going to be the shortstop, Zach Zoltulski, who looks to get in on the fun. Bases loaded for him here, just 1 out. Clayton with the chance here to expand on their early lead. That one's going to come close to his head. Zoltulski dodges just in time, ball 1. Good eye there by Zoltulski. Bring up the count to 3-0 now. Finds himself in a very batter-friendly count. He won't swing at this next one as expected. Does come down the middle though, 3-1. And that one hit towards the same gap Jackson Dunlap did. Mike Snyder comes home. Now comes racing in JoJo Allen. Now all of a sudden, Zach Zoltolski found himself in a bit of a pickle between first and second. First baseman got off just enough, though. He slides in and is safe, so add another 2 here for the Clovers. They're up 4-0, and it's still just 1 out on the board.
That brings up your catcher.
Runners on the corners now.
Away of Southeastern Community College.
Zoltolski really tried to stretch that into a double. And here comes the manager for Brunswick. Landon Deese having himself a meeting. Doesn't look like his day is over yet. More of just a meeting to get everybody back on the same page. So Deese is going to remain in. Deese, who has had 13 and a third innings pitched so far, had 199 pitches in. Previously, no earned runs, 11 strikeouts, 3 balls. This was a guy that Brunswick put up because they really thought he would command this game. As Luke Bowen's going to hit that one high. Drifting out of play, it is. So make that a foul ball for pitch 1. But Deese was really someone that Brunswick was expecting would command the pace of this game, and Clovers have come in and disrupted that plan. Curious to see if Deese will be able to wake it up, or if Clayton will keep on the pressure. Runner's going to take off as Luke Bowen hits that one into the gap. That's going to be a base hit. Here comes Jackson Dunlap. Zoltolski slides into third, and once again, another run. Runner's still on the corners. 2 straight RBI hits now for this Clovers lineup, and it's going to be Will Orr up next. Clovers make it all the way to the bottom of their order.
From William Peace, number 28, Will Orr.
Assuming no double play here, the Clovers will bat around. They're going to go check, and they'll get Luke Bowen out at first. Deese had a good advantage there. Was able to throw it down without causing too much attention. Was not able to get the backs out in time, and Luke Bowen finds himself heading back to the dugout. So now with 2 outs on the board, Clovers currently up 5-0 here. They've got Z squared over just 90 feet away. Could be another addition as that one comes in behind Will Orr. Looks like it clipped him in the back, and he's going on to first. So with the hit by pitch, 8 of the 9 Clovers will reach base here. And it's looking like this might be the day for Landon Deese. Deese, who ends up pitching 2/3 of an inning, lets 5 runs go, no strikeouts, 1 hit by pitch. So we'll get to the new name and number of Brunswick's pitcher when we come back after this short break. Don't go anywhere. You are watching Clayton Clovers Baseball. We see Zach Lyon return to the plate for the second time this inning now. Brunswick turns to help early after they find themselves down 5-0 here in the bottom of the first. Runners on the corners, 2 outs on the board. And the Surfin Turfs are going to turn to Alden Richardson, number 33. Richardson, who's got an ERA of 5.4, a whip of 2.7. Has racked up 8 strikeouts so far on the season and 9 walks, 7 total earned runs. And Will Orr's going to take off to second. Throws a bit high, and he's going to get there safely. So now the Clovers have 2 in scoring position here. And Zach Lyon having himself some fun over there at the plate. 2 outs on the board, 2 runners in scoring position. Zach Lyon has a chance to continue to blow this thing open here for the Clovers. And that's going to come in for ball 2 for Richardson and the Surfin' Turfs. He'll find the strike zone on his third pitch, making a 2-1 count now. Lyon, who drew a walk at his first time around, playing center fielder for the Clovers today. That one popped up high and foul. They've got a runner making a play on it, and he'll drop it as he races over towards the Clovers bullpen, unable to make the grab. So now a 2-2 count. Could have put the inning away there, but was unable to. So Zach Lyon remains at the plate. So we're set to resume play now. And on the 2-2, Zach Lyon takes a hefty swing. That's going back in right field. They'll make the catch, though. That ends the bottom of the first inning. Clovers put up 5. They'll strand 2 in scoring position. But we head now to the second inning. Clovers already retired 1 pitcher. They're off to a hot start. Now they've just got to continue it. Don't go anywhere. You are watching Clayton Clovers Baseball. Clovers come in today 0 for 4 against the Brunswick Surfin' Turf so far this season. They've been able to put up some pretty good fights over the course of the season with the number 1 team in the Eastern Division and the league. Last 2 games decided by a total of 3 runs. Last 3 games decided by a total of 5 runs. Clovers have always been able to put up the fight but never close it out. But the Clovers last played the Surfin Turfs on June 17th. And if you have been following the Clovers at all this season, you'll know this is a completely different team over the past few weeks than we saw in the first half of the season up to, honestly, the All-Star break. It's been a remarkable thing to see, but this is really the first matchup we've seen of this Clovers team versus Brunswick. So far, off to a very good start for the Clovers, who have notched up a 5-0 run. But with Brunswick being the #1 team in the league, sometimes you got to be a little careful about how you approach the rest of the game. You don't want to leave the door open by any of the guards. And this leadoff batter in Mac James finds himself up 3-1. He'll find the strike zone there, loads up the count. 3-2 here. Luke Macon in for his second inning of work. Only went through 4 batters. His first inning had 2 strikeouts, both swinging. We'll call time. Clovers will play the Surfin Turfs one more time this season on Monday, July 24th. Last game of the regular season. As that one hit out towards Zach Zoltowski. He makes a great grab, able to make the play. What a grab by Zoltowski. That's a play we've seen cause a lot of errors throughout the season on either side. We've seen here at East Clayton Community Park, but there's a reason we've seen Zach Zoltowski at shortstop pretty much every game since the first week of the season. Got to talk with Landry more about the positioning of a lot of these players early on in the season, as that one's hit in the gap right down the middle. Davey Morgan unable to make a play. That will be a 1-out single for Christian.
From Barcroft.
Barcroft.
The runner at first with 1 out for the left fielder now from Wilmington, North Carolina, by way of
But the
Community College.
manager, Landry Moore, talked about how obviously you want to win games here. Winning's fun. But at the end of the day, the most important thing was the growth, both baseball-wise and as a person, of the players that he coaches. And he has had a lot of fun helping players get stronger at different positions that maybe their coaches at college have told them they'd like to see, or maybe the player themselves just want to see. For example, Jackson Dunlap out in right field. Saw him on first base for the good first half of the season. All of a sudden, he was out there in right field pretty consistently. Now a 2-0 count here. Now, despite much of the position shifts we've seen throughout the season, we have always seen Zach Zoltowski over there at shortstop, unless it was one of his days off. And that runner's going to take off. They're going to get him. Excellent awareness there by the catcher, Luke Bowen. So Christian Barcroft took a very half-hearted start towards second. By the time Luke Bowen had the ball, it was all over. A perfectly placed dot. Davey Morgan gets there right in time. Suddenly the base is cleared out, and there are 2 outs on the board here for the Clovers. And that's going to ring in for strike 2. Clover's ability to really shift momentum throughout innings has been their biggest strength as of late. They may get off to a bit of a slow inning. Maybe the pitcher is throwing a few too many balls. As that one hit right over towards Will Orr. He's going to dish it out. Mike Snyder jumps, makes the tag. Great awareness there by the Clovers defense, getting ahead of the plays. And they've wrapped up this top of the second inning. A very untraditional 1-2-3 inning here for the Clovers. We're going to the bottom of the second now. Don't go anywhere. You are watching Clayton Clovers baseball. Now Davey Morgan, the captain, leads things off for the Clovers. His first at-bat, a 2-run bomb down the center. Hopefully everyone's cars are okay after that shot. First one takes a good bend towards the inside, but does not quite track that strike zone. Ball 1. That was on the inside, ball 2. Davey Morgan, who had himself a heck of a season last year with the Clovers, back in the CCL. That one hit up high towards the center. This time they'll make the grab at the wall. Davey Morgan hitting with some power today. That one just not quite far enough. And Davey Morgan flies out. So now it's going to be Mike Snyder, who drew a walk at his last time up. The Indiana native for the Clovers this season. The lone batting all-star and the lone player for the Clovers who was able to go to the all-star game. Will Leonard, who was also selected, unfortunately was unable to make the journey. Snyder batted in an RBI single in his time there. This time he'll send that shot down the middle, and that's going to be a one-out single there for Mike Snyder. Snyder, for a long time, led the team's batting average. Now has it tied with JoJo Allen, who uncoincidentally is up next in the cleanup spot. JoJo, who hit a single in his first time around. Comes in for strike 1 there to JoJo. Second pitch in for another strike. JoJo Allen finds himself down 0-2 all of a sudden. Alden Richardson, who has been able to come in and make a big difference. Snyder comes back there to the first. He'll be safe. Landon Deese just was not in the zone here, and the Clovers were able to jump ahead 5 runs, left 2 more in scoring position at the end of the inning once Richardson came in. And JoJo Allen's going to foul that one back. Keep it at a 1-2 count here for Allen. Allen, who coming into this game boasted a .326 average, was reaching base nearly 40% of the time. And that one, JoJo Allen does a jump to avoid it. 2-2 count now for Allen. Runner's going to take off. That's inside. He'll get there without a throwdown. So Mike Snyder puts himself in scoring position here for JoJo Allen. Now a full count for number 24. Walk puts him on base. Good hit could bring home Snyder. Instead, it's up high, up in the attic. So now runners on first and second here for the Clovers. And it's going to be Garrett Moffitt.
Allen draws the walk with runners at first and second with 1 out. For your left fielder, numero 1, Garrett Moffitt.
Home Clover to not reach base yet. Moffitt is not one to find himself in a slump too often. Can't imagine one will start now. He'll foul that one over towards the Brunswick dugout. Just one out on the board here for the Clovers. They may have the chance to turn this into another dangerous inning. That one outside, 1-1. JoJo Allen at first, Mike Snyder at second. Make it a 1-2 count now for Moffitt. Switch numbers mid-season from 10-1. Mike Snyder taking a very casual leadoff. Pitcher decides to check on him halfway. Doesn't actually throw the ball. Snyder took a light jog back. And that one rocketed out towards the right side. They'll make the grab, though. Mike Snyder tags up from second. Puts runners on the corners here with 2 outs on the board for the Clovers.
Now batting, right fielder number 32, Jackson Dunlap.
Lincoln Eiler hype over there in the dugout. Loves the play from Moffitt, putting Mike Snyder just 90 feet from home plate. Now it's the hometown kid and Jackson Dunlap. He gets to bat with the Clayton Clovers bat. Special bat that gets passed around between players. Definitely seen Jackson with it the most. After all, he is the hometown kid. So an 0-1 count here. JoJo Allen's going to take off. And they're going to call JoJo out.
Out at second for out.
Second baseman had to make a jump to grab it. JoJo Allen can't believe it.
The second, no runs, 1 hit.
But he'll turn around and jog back. That's the third out of the inning. Clovers strand 2 more on base. Still lead 5-0. We head now to the third inning. Don't go anywhere. You are watching Clayton Clovers Baseball. The Clovers are through their order 1.5 times. Brunswick not through their order once yet. It's going to be the designated hitter, Derek Francis, leading things off, and it's Luke Macon pitching his third inning here. Starts with a big swing and a miss. Macon, who's racked up 2 strikeouts on the day. Pitched a 1-2-3 inning. Last time up, only allowed 1 hit so far. That 1 hit is the only person allowed on the base. No free passes yet today. That one bounces high. Zoltowski's got it. Errant throw. Mike Snyder unable to make the grab on it. Francis unable to continue on. He'll reach on the single.
By way of Caldwell Community College. Freshman
Now it's going to be Braden Leonard.
Leonard.
Braden, the shortstop here for Brunswick. First time they've gotten a leadoff hit so far today. Brunswick trying to turn around their offensive woes in the first 2 innings. That comes in for strike 1. Brunswick has only lost 6 times this season in league play. Only 7 times, including outside of league play. Certainly a tough team to beat. Clovers so far throwing everything they've got at Brunswick. They lead 5-0 here in the first third of the game. That one bounces is foul. Make it a 1-2 count here for Leonard. Clovers were able to only go through 2 pitchers in their first game at Fayetteville. Went through 3 in their second game. Will Leonard, having only pitched 2/3 of an inning, he's certainly someone we may see tonight. Has been the closer for the Clovers. Say that 3 times fast. Is that one hit right towards Davey Morgan? He goes to make the double play, and they're able to make it. Davey Morgan makes the grab, throws it over to Mike Snyder before he even touches the ground. My goodness, this Clovers defense is just on fire right now.
Second baseman number 1, Brady.
Something that assistant coach Matt Ellsworth preached through much of the first half of the season was staying on top of it and getting ahead of the ball on these defensive plays. He felt the outfield and infield were both not really pulling everything they could in. He worked with both groups quite a few times, and well, we sure have seen the difference here at East Clayton Community Park. Now a 1-1 count here as we head back to the top of the order. It's Brady Skipper. He'll take an awkward hit at that one. Davey Morgan makes the grab. So Davey Morgan, 2 balls in a row, catches them both, ends the top of the third inning. Another very bizarre 1-2-3 inning for the Clovers. And they are back up to bat. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Clayton Clovers baseball. Gabe Abbott comes now on the mound for the Brunswick Surfin' Turfs. What they hoped would start as a dominant starting pitcher performance turns into a bullpen game here. Third pitcher in 3 innings for the Surfin' Turfs, and that first one on the inside, wild pitch. That one, Jackson Dunlap's going to get it past the third baseman. Clipped over his glove. Dunlap reaches on the E5. And the party's still going here at East Clayton Community Park. Zach Zoltowski's up next. Even though no runs were scored last inning, 2 were still able to reach base. And that one almost clipped Zoltowski on the hip. He was able to pop it back and get away from it. Now a 1-0 count here. Another one pretty far inside. Make that a 2-0 count now. Brunswick's going to have to find some consistent pitching if they want a chance to get back in this thing. That one closer to the strike zone, not quite there. Zach Zoltowski finds himself in a batter-friendly count, 3-0. That one down low, 4 pitches, and it's a walk. Zach Zoltowski reaches first. Now runners on first and second here to open up this inning for the Clovers.
Zoltowski with a walk, puts runners at first and second.
Has the opportunity to make things dangerous here for Brunswick. It's going to be Luke Bowen up next. Looks like Luke Bowen also batting with the Clovers bat, so being shared tonight. Has always been a no Glover. So getting the right grip going here for him. No outs on the board yet. A runner in scoring position in Jackson Dunlap and Zach Zoltowski now on first. That one outside the zone, 1-0. He'll finally find the strike zone here, making a 1-1 count. Brunswick lets them know that they like that. Now taking his time between pitches. And that's a bunt laid down by Luke Bowen. It goes right over to first. Oh, and Luke Bowen with the spin move.
Bowen reaches.
Give him a contract. He can play it all. Baseball, football. Luke Bowen, the new running back for the Clayton Clovers. He makes it to first. And all of a sudden, bases loaded. Oh, outs on the board. Will Orr, previously hit by a pitch at his first time around. My goodness, what a move by Luke Bowen. Don't think anybody expected that. Brunswick certainly didn't. And now a full discussion over it. Yumps letting him know Luke Bowen's just too good with it. So everyone comes back to where they were originally Luke Bowen with the ankle breaker. He makes it over to first. So now bases loaded. No outs on the board yet for the Clovers. An opportunity to continue to blow this game open here. He'll find the strike zone for the second time tonight, 0-1. That one dangerously inside, making a 1-1 count. And a balk called now. Runners are going to advance. Jackson Dunlap's going to come home. You don't see that every day. Bases no longer loaded. Clovers take another run in. Now 2 runners in scoring positions. First cleared out. Still a 1-1 count here for Will Orr. It's a bizarre game here at East Clayton Community Park. So Will Orr once again takes up his position. The illegal motion there by the pitcher, and that one's hit. That's going to fall in the gap. 1 run's going to come home. Here comes Luke Bowen. He's racing home. The catcher goes to make it. Luke Bowen, little fancy move there. 2 more for the Clovers. It's suddenly an 8-0 game. That's 2 times through the order now for the Clovers. Here in the 3rd inning, they find themselves up 8-0. 2 dramatically different games on both sides of the baseball. Inconsistent pitching and the inability to hit for Brunswick. Clovers hitting anything they look at. Here comes another meeting here. They're calling in a full meeting. A few errors on both sides of the field have not helped out these Brunswick pitchers. They bring it in tight for this huddle. They will not be discussing wedding gifts at this meeting. Find yourself down 8-0 to the team you're 5.5 games ahead of in the division. Just the 3rd inning. Clovers letting Brunswick know what's coming for the playoffs. We're set to resume here. Brunswick dugout not happy. So now, the top of the order for the 3rd time today, Zach Lyon. 0 for 1 on the day, did draw a walk. Good pitch there. 0-1. Brunswick letting them know they like it. Runner takes off. Throw off target. Will Orr is going to reach 3rd now. So just like that, called ball at the plate. There's another run just 90 feet away. Zach Lyon has an opportunity to log his first RBI today. He'll take a swing at that one. Foul. Landry Moore takes a hop and a stab at grabbing it just outside his fingertips, though. 1-2. And he'll take a swing at that one. Third baseman unable to grab it. He thought he had it. Went to make the play. That's another run. Will Orr scores. Zach Lyons scores his first RBI of the day. First hit of the day.
Brings up your captain, second baseman number 2, Davey Morgan.
So now Davey Morgan, 1 for 2 on the day, had a massive 2-run shot. Still no outs on the board for the Clovers. If you thought the first inning was a disaster for Brunswick, he'll take his first swing of that one. Going down the middle, tag at second. They'll make the play at first. Double play. Brunswick now trying to catch up on the defensive side. Logs first 2 outs of the inning. Was certainly needed there by Brunswick to keep things going.
The big man, Mike.
But now it's Big Mike. Mike Snyder currently leading the home run race for the Clovers. He's got 4 on the season. He'll take a swing at that first one. It's going into right field. 2 people go to make a grab on it. One of them makes it. That'll wrap up this third inning. Clovers notch 4 more runs up. Make it a 9-0 game as we head to the 4th inning. Don't go anywhere. You were watching Clayton Clovers baseball. Auden Payne now on the mound for Brunswick. First one's up high, ball 1. Brunswick suddenly finds themselves down 9-0 here early in the game, just the 4th inning. Every time they've reached base, they've found ways to get those runners out, whether it was a failed stolen base or double play. It's been a few unconventional 1, 2, 3 innings for the Clovers here. And we still see Luke Macon on the mound here. He'll foul that one back 1-2. Macon, who has been lights out on the mound throughout today. That one finds the inside zone. Not quite a strike. 2-2 count now. That one just scratching the inside. 3-2 now. Loads up the count. And that's going to be called strike 3. Alden Payne didn't think so.
Strikeout number 3 on the day for out number 1. Brings up the center field.
So now out number 1, looking strike 3. Yep. Not sure if that was an official warning. Letting him know he didn't want to hear any of it. Swing there. 0-1 count. Clovers, if they can keep playing like this, certainly going to be a threat as time goes on. That finds the strike zone again. 0-2. And foul there. Not quite tipped into the glove. They wanted to check to be sure. Keep it at an 0-2 count here. 1 out on the board. And there it is. Oh, not quite grabbed. Another foul. I think everyone in the stadium thought Luke Bowen was able to get a hold of that one. Keep it at an 0-2 count. A bit of a battle here between Bartholomew and Macon. That one up high, ball 1. That one fouled over towards Luke Bowen. Looks like it hit him. The ump will give him some time to recover there. Still a 1-2 count here for Christian Bartholomew. We'll call time now. So that one comes in as a ball. Some protests there. Certainly just by the zone. And now loads up the count here for Christian Bartholomew. Bartholomew, who's got a 3.14 average, a 4.08 on base percentage. Certainly one of the Surf and Turf's strongest hitters. And a huge swing and a miss is going to retire Bartholomew. Luke is making it happen. 2 outs now on the board. 2 straight strikeouts for Luke Macon. Clovers defense continues to roll here in the top of the 4th inning. And it's going to be Cody Hanna up next. Hanna, who struck out at his first time at bat, will certainly be looking to change his fortune as that one is fouled off. 0-1 count. Make that strike 2. Luke Macon looking to have a 3 strikeout inning. Just a bit low. 1-2. Macon, who has been in control of the game so far, has kept this Clovers defense consistent. 2-2 count now. That one, a very good eye by Cody Hanna not to swing on. And that'll load up the count now. 3 straight balls, and excellent battle by Cody Hanna to bounce back, finding himself down in the count 0-2. And a foul tip into the glove. That's good for another strikeout. Luke Macon, 5 strikeouts, strikes out 1, 2, and 3. We go now to the bottom of the 4th. Clovers still up 9-0. Don't go anywhere. You are watching Clayton Clovers Baseball. So now JoJo Allen steps to the plate. Allen, who's 1 for 1 on the day, also drew a walk. This Clovers offense has been on fire so far today. Only 1 scoreless inning so far. That one hit towards center field. They'll make the grab. A quick out, number 1. Certainly refreshing to see if you are Brunswick Surfin. So a quick 0-2 count here for Garrett Moffitt. That one hit towards the fence. Zach Lyon took a good dodge on that one. Now returns the ball. That one hit down the middle. Garrett Moffitt. It's going to be close. It's a foot race. And he is safe over there at first. The shortstop bobbled with it before being able to make that grab.
Brings to the plate.
So Moffitt reaches somebody on first now, and it's going to be Jackson Dunlap, who is 1 for 1 on the day, also reached on an error. That one hit deep, foul down the right side. 0-1 count now for Dunlap. One count now for Dunlap. Runner's going to take off. Jackson Dunlap hits that one towards center field. And Brunswick able to make the grab. Oh, but they called a balk before that pitch.
That was a balk.
So that last hit does not matter. Garrett Moffitt reaches second. 2 balks on the day now for Gabe Abbott. Jackson Dunlap stays alive. Still a 1-1 call. Fantastic hit by Jackson Dunlap. Had me questioning if we'd be seeing another home run call so far today. And Dunlap takes a swing at that one. 1-2. Moffitt now in scoring position. Just 1 out on the board.
Let's go! Let's hit it, Jackson! Let's go!
That one fouled down low. Keep it a 2-2 count. That one also fouled off. Keep it a 2-2 count. Battle here between Jackson Dunlap. Jackson Dunlap hits that one in a gap. It's going to hit the back wall. Here comes Garrett Moffitt. Jackson Dunlap reaches second. He's 2 for 2 on the day. RBI double for Jackson Dunlap. The party continues. It's a 10-run lead now for Clayton. Just 1 out on the board. Jackson Dunlap reaches second. Now back to Zach Zoltowski, who is also 1 for 1 on the day and drew a walk. Had a 2 RBI single earlier on. And that one hit up high, just foul down the third base line. Probably about as close as you could get to being fair. Had to wait to see where the ball landed. Third baseman tried to make a play on it.
He said safety.
And a drop strike three. Zoltowski's going to race for it. Out at first. So Zoltowski drop strike three. First K of the day for Brunswick.
He's your catcher.
But that does mean Jackson some lap advances over to third. Luke Bowen has a runner just 90 feet away. 2 outs on the board here for the Clovers. 1 runner on third. So an 0-1 count here for Luke Bowen. That finds the inside zone. 1-2 count now. Clovers leading this thing 10-0 here in the bottom of the fourth. Brunswick will need to put up a run if they want to make this game last longer than 7 innings. And a strikeout there, Luke Bowen, unsure whether or not it was a drop strike three, takes off for first, was not dropped.
One run off one hit. No walk. One error.
So 2 straight strikeouts for Gabe Abbott. He's able to close out this 4th inning. Clovers put up another one. Now a 10-0 game as we head to the 5th. Don't go anywhere. You are watching Clayton, Clovers baseball.
Don't miss out on your chance.
So we're set to resume here, 5th inning. It's going to be Mac James for Brunswick. They've only made it through their order one full time so far. And Luke Macon starts off with a nasty pitch for a swing and miss. That one hit towards left center field. That one's going to drop for at least a single. He's racing on over to second. He'll turn around. So a leadoff single
brings up the third baseman, number 27,
for Mac James.
Cross.
We've seen a position like this before. Kristen Barcroft did the exact same thing a few innings ago. He was caught out stealing second. Now Mac James is going to have to be careful not to repeat that. That one.
Back-to-back singles.
Gonna get past Davey Morgan. Back-to-back singles now for the Brunswick Surfin Turfs. They're starting to get some offensive rolling here in the top of the 5th inning. No outs yet. Runners on first and second. And that's in there for strike one. Matt DeSanti, who ground out his first time around. Another one, 0-2. Luke Macon's day not quite done yet. That one fouled off, keep it an 0-2 count. So still an 0-2 count here for DeSanti. He takes a swing at that one. It's going to fall in a gap. Here comes Brunswick storming around third. That throw home, not quite in time. They'll try and get him out at third, and they'll get Brunswick out at third. So the Surfin Turfs do put up a run, but they'll get the first out of the day. Matt DeSanti gets himself an RBI single.
Brings up now the designated hitter.
Mac James home. Christian Barcroft caught out at third. So now it's just Matt DeSanti over at first and one out on the board for Brunswick. Excellent throw there from Luke Bowen. Will Orr able to make the play on it.
Discriminate against my child. That was not narrow.
Big swing and miss there. Make it 1-1.
By that much.
That one down low, 2-1 count. That one hit up high. Out towards left field.
Moffitt coming in.
Moffitt's underneath it. He makes the grab for out 2. Matt DeSanti stays over there at first.
32, Braden Leonard.
So it's going to be Braden Leonard up. The bottom of the order here. So 5 innings in, just 67 pitches for Macon. That one, a soft hit. Davey Morgan makes the flip from the glove.
Davey
We've seen him practice that a few
at second
times
base.
pregame. Comes in handy
number
here.
3.
Davey Morgan picks up out number 3. Now the Brunswick Surfin Turfs do put up a run. So a 9-run lead here for the Clovers. We're going on to the bottom of the 5th. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Clayton Clovers baseball.
1.
So Will Orr comes to the plate here. Or the 9th hitter here for the Clovers. It's the Clovers' 3rd time around the order. Set to start the 4th after Orr. Takes a first swing at that one, strike 1. Gabe Abbott still on the mound, picked up 2 strikeouts. That one on the inside almost hits him. Orr, who's already been hit by a pitch once. Make it a 1-1 count now. That one, wild pitch way above Will Orr's head. 2-1 count now. Nobody on base to take advantage of that one. Abbott, who had been on fire, now needs to settle back down a bit more. Orr hits that one over to the 3rd baseman. They've got it. It's low, but they'll still make the play. Excellent eyes there by the 1st baseman, able to adjust his glove just in time. Good for out number 1 on the inning.
Top of the order, your center fielder, lucky number 7, Zach
It's going to
Lyon.
be Zach Lyon up next. Right about now is when the Clovers need to start digging their heels in the dirt and keep up the pressure here with Brunswick. Brunswick being the number 1 team overall. They're going to be a difficult team. Even when you're up by 9, I'd be shocked if they went down without a fight. So the Clovers doing anything they can to make closing out the game later on easier for them is really of the utmost importance now while they're still in control. You would prefer them maintain control as the game goes on, but you can't always control that with baseball. We've seen other teams start to storm back, and the Clovers able to pulled it off. They'll need to do the same here if it happens.
Are you still allowed to jump on a job and say, "Hey, I'm not going to work, so I'm going to work with the shit." I just want to make sure, yeah.
So now a 3-1 count here for Zach Lyon. He finds himself up in the count here. And that hugs the outside zone for strike 2. That one hit down the center. Zach Lyon reaches. He's having himself a day. 2 for 3 on the day. 2 singles, an RBI. Also drew a walk. Now it's going to be Davey Morgan. Morgan, who started the day with that mammoth 2-run shot. Unable to make bases since then. Looking to change that here. I'm sure the Clovers would love to put a mercy roll in their pocket here against the number 1 team. It's going to take focus on the Clovers pitching, on the Clovers hitting. After all, they need at least one more hit here. It'll be a battle, but if they're able to do it, impressive nonetheless. Big swing and miss there. Runner's going to take off. That one's hit foul down the third base line. 1-2 count now. Lions got to turn back to first. And a foul tip there. Keeps it at a 1-2 count. Davey Morgan keeps this at-bat alive. Runner's going to take off again. It's going to be a ball at the plate, and Zach Lyon is safe at second. So that puts a runner in scoring position. 2-2 count here for Davey Morgan. Only one out on the board. That one finds the strike zone. Davey Morgan's going to strike out looking. Put a third strikeout in Gabe Abbott's cap. And now Big Mike. 2 outs on the board.
The first baseman, number 5, Mike
Runner in
Sawyer.
scoring position in Zach Lyon. A dangerous runner at that. Certainly one you don't want to give the opportunity with a good lead. Pretty much any single could bring him home. Big swing and a miss there. Strike 1. That one hit up high. That's going towards left center field. That one is gone. 2 home runs on the day. for the Clovers. Make it 5 for number 5.
The big man,
Mike Snyder with a 2-run shot. Oh my goodness, Mike Snyder. Make it a 12-1 game here for the Clovers. Brunswick cannot catch a break. Clovers hot off the bats, and Mike Snyder keeps the ball rolling.
Your designated hitter, number 24, JoJo Allen.
So now up to JoJo Allen. 12-1 game, bases cleared out, 2 outs on the board. Mike Snyder is certainly one of the most dangerous people in the Clovers dugout. 5 home runs on the season, all of which coming after the All-Star break, which happened on July 8th. So in 11 days, Mike Snyder's hit 5 home runs. Davey Morgan's had 2. The dynamic duo has really been a part of powering through and making this Clovers offense catch on fire. They didn't do it alone, though. A lot of others have contributed. Almost every single person you see on this starting lineup here has done it. Will Orr, who is fairly fresh, has even had his mark, even today, just notching a single with 2 RBI. That's on the inside now. Loads up the count here for JoJo Allen. Allen, who's 1 for 2 on the day. Brunswick at risk of their second mercy rule of the season. The first coming from the Lexington Flying Pigs, as that's a walk for JoJo Allen. Keeps this inning alive, rather.
Allen draws the walk, brings up your left fielder, number 1, Garrett Moffitt.
Garrett Moffitt will take that on the outside zone. Strike 1. A 1 count here for Moffitt. He's 1 for 3 on the day. With his hit, his last time around, every Clover has reached base. They'll have a check on JoJo Allen. Not only is it that every Clover has reached base, every Clover has recorded a hit today. So the Clovers doing it all. And that one rocketed out towards left field. It's dropped. The left fielder out there for Brunswick, Matt DeSanti, drops the ball, and Garrett Moffitt reaches.
Brings to the plate. Your right fielder, number 32, Jackson Dunlap.
So now Jackson Dunlap. Dunlap having himself a crazy day so far. That one's outside, 1-0. That one hit foul deep down the right side. 1-1 count now for Jackson.
Last call for 50-50 raffle tickets. Last call for 50-50 raffle tickets. Get them while they're hot.
That one hit foul. Someone underneath it.
And that'll end.
The right fielder makes the grab.
Before the 2 big RBI.
Christian Bartholomew able to make the grab.
Mike Snyder, 2
Dunlap
runs, 2
out
hits,
for the first time
1 walk, 2
today.
errors, 2 left
Clovers put up 2
Or
more
3-5
off of another
score.
Mike
Clovers,
Snyder
12, Brunswick,
home run.
Una.
We go now to the 6th inning. Clovers lead by 11. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Clayton Clovers baseball. We're back to the top of the order for the 3rd time tonight. It's going to be Brady Skipper for the Brunswick Surf and Turfs. A 12-1 ball game here at East Clayton Community Park. Things have certainly started to get off the rails for Brunswick. They look to turn that around offensively. That first one popped up high. 3 running after. It's Davey Morgan that slides all the way.
Second base.
Good for out number 1.
Out number 1.
So 1 pitch, 1 out.
Brings up now the center fielder, number 9.
Clayton defense still making the plays. So now to number 9. Alden Payne. He'll take a swing at that first one. It's going to be Mike Snyder who makes the grab. Toss on over to
Snyder.
Macon.
Over to Mekon for out number 2.
Macon
2
makes
up,
the play.
2 down now.
So 2 up, 2 down. Just 2 pitches added to
Brings up
Macon's
now the
count
right fielder,
here.
Number 24, Christian Bartholomew.
Now on to Christian Bartholomew. Struck out his last time around. 5 strikeouts so far on the day for Luke Macon. That one just outside the zone, ball 1. So unless Brunswick's able to start making things happen, they may just have 2 more chances at bat. That one fouled off, 1-1 count. That one hit up high. It's going to fall in the gap.
2 out single for Bartholomew.
2 out single there. Bartholomew reaches for the 2nd time today. And now up comes
Batting
Cody
the first
Hanna.
baseman, Number 25, Cody Hanna. Directing now, pinch hitting, number 22, Shane Garrett.
Mike Snyder goes to make the play on that one, unable to do so. Not Cody Hanna, rather Shane Garrett, number 22, comes in for Cody Hanna, who had 2 strikeouts. That one hit up high, right center field. Fantastic sliding catch out there.
Zach Ryan in center field.
Ryan able to make the grab. Got ahead of that one just enough. That closes out this top of the 6th inning. We go now to the bottom of the 6th. Clovers still lead by 11. Brunswick coming into the 7th will need at least 2 runs if they want to keep this game alive. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Clayton, Clovers Baseball. Zach Zoltowski finds the hole to open up this 6th inning. The Clovers hitting continues. A lead-off single on the first pitch. Clovers with this 12-1 lead right now. Catcher Luke Bowen up next. Clovers have won 6 straight league games. Their only loss since the All-Star break being an exhibition to Wake Forest. Comes in for strike 1 against Luke Bowen. That's on the inside zone for strike 2. Clovers and Brunswick having very similar back halves of the season right now, despite the record disparity. There's no call time there. Brunswick 21-6 overall, been 8-2 in their last 10, 6 win streak. Clovers coming at 16-12 overall. You wouldn't know it. 8-2 in their last 10. 6 win streak as well. That one reached on and hit. That's going to fall in the gap. right field between the first baseman and right fielder.
Back to
Luke
back
Bowen
singles.
makes it back-to-back
Luke
hits
Husky
now
in
for
front.
the Clovers, and we're into the
He goes
bottom.
at
Will
first and
Orr.
second, no outs. For your third baseman, number 28, Will Orr.
Brunswick and Hendersonville, both with 21-6 records in conference. Hendersonville 26-10 overall in the season, whereas Brunswick 23-7. Big swing and a miss there by number 28. Make it 0-1. Still a tight race for the last playoff spot between the Lexington Flying Pigs and Pineville Porcupines. They're going to check over on first. It's definitely close, but Luke Bowen remains on first nonetheless. So Pineville, one game back. They'll play Lexington a few more times before the season's done. Will certainly be exciting games to turn into here on the Old North State League. Clovers have a 2-game lead over the Kinston Wingmen for the Eastern playoff spot. Clovers keep playing like this. They'll certainly have it. Is that one hit into the gap? Will Orr's got a base hit. Here comes Zach Zoltolski. Throw way off the mark. Hits the fence. Here comes... Ooh. Luke Bowen goes back. Ball was bounced around, playing a bit of pinball before the catcher was able to get a hold of it. Another run scores here for Clayton. Make it 13-1. 2 runners in scoring position here. Still no outs on the board. Back to the top of the order.
Your center fielder, number 7, Zach Lyon.
So now Zach Lyon. Lyon, who's 2 for 3 on the day, also drew a walk, has his own RBI. Everybody's been in on the fun so far. That one fouled off right towards Davey Morgan. He looks a little shaken up. Now ponders as he looks at the ball before he tucks it away. 1-1 count. And that one hit towards the first baseman. He's got it. Makes the toss over to Orlowski.
Out at first.
They'll make
number 1.
the play for out number 1. Still 2 runners in scoring position. Luke Bowen over at third. Will Orr at second. And it's the captain, Davey Morgan, up next.
Davey Morgan.
Morgan, who has not reached base since his home run shot, looks to get back in on the party that he started. He'll hit that one towards the infield. They'll go to make a play at home. They don't have the ball. The catcher went to make the tag, was unable to make it. So Davey Morgan gets his single RBI. He's back in on the party. Make it 14-1 for the Clovers. And now bringing up the most dangerous man on the field, Mike Snyder. 5 home runs since his All-Star appearance just 11 days ago. The body language of every pitcher changes when he steps up to the plate. That one on the inside, ball 1. with runners on the corners here. If this were a closer game, I wouldn't be shocked if they intentionally walked him, but they'll take a shot at him. They take a throw down to third. It's going to get past. Will Orr takes the most casual jog to home you'll see. Make it 15-1.
That's another run sponsored by.
Davey Morgan goes and he grabs second along the way. So a 2-0 count here for Mike Snyder. 15-1. Clovers lead. Biggest deficit Brunswick has seen all season. And that one finds the inside zone, strike one. And that one finds its way up the middle. Mike Snyder's got it for single. Here comes Davey Morgan at home, and they'll throw down to Mike Snyder at second. They'll get him out there. Not before Snyder does collect his single RBI.
Sponsored by KSB.
So make that 16-1 Clovers. 2 outs on the board now. It's going to be JoJo Allen up next.
Your designated hitter, number 24, JoJo Allen.
A little fun between both teams there. Say, threw the ball around to keep everyone warm. Calls the imaginary runner safe at third, followed by a chorus of boos from Brunswick. That one outside. 1-0 count now for JoJo. That one inside, he's got to take a step back.
Everybody clap your hands. Come on, y'all.
Make it a 3-0 count now for JoJo Allen. Bases cleared out here for the Clovers. 2 outs on the board. JoJo Allen finds himself in a 3-0 count. Make it 3-1. That one down low. JoJo Allen's going to reach first now on the drawn walk. He's drawn 3 so far today. JoJo Allen's got the eye of the Clovers out there, and here comes the manager to talk to Michael Orlowski. And it looks like Orlowski's day is done.
Let's go ahead and get done.
We'll get you the next pitcher when we come back here. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Clayton Clovers Baseball. Brunswick turns to their position player now, Thomas Koch. Will was here. He'd update you on his theory that every Old North State League player can also pitch.
From Lexington, South
We'll see how that holds up.
Florence Darlington Community College. Redshirt freshman number 20, Cam Dunlap.
And if you heard the PA announcer say it, Cam Dunlap now up to bat, one of the pitchers. We've seen him come in quite a few tight positions before. Never at the batting spot. So exciting to see him get his chance. 2-0 count for him. A pitcher at the plate and a position player at the mound. Things have definitely gone off the rails here at East Clayton Community Park. And there's a strike.
Clap your hands. Clap your hands.
The words of encouragement ringing out. And he'll draw the walk. A 4-1 count total. Cam Dunlap reaches.
Dunlap draws the walk. Brings up his hitter from Jackson City, Tennessee, by way of Hartford Community College, number 11, Lincoln Eiler.
So the pitchers are getting their turn here. Lincoln Eiler now is at the plate in place of Jackson Dunlap. That's in for strike one for Eiler. And that's going to get past Cam Dunlap. Takes a casual jog to second. JoJo Allen goes to third. So now two in scoring position. Make it a 1-1 count, just 2 outs on the board. Brunswick doing everything they can to get out of this 6th inning. And this game's been characterized by 3 innings of just unloading on the Clayton offense. That one comes close to Lincoln Eiler. He takes the spin, 2-1. And that one will catch the strike zone. Eiler evens it up. Now 2s. That one outside, loaded up count now, 3-2. So the full count now. And Lincoln Eiler draws a walk. Make that 3 straight walks for the Clovers.
Bases.
And it'll be Zach Zoltowski this time. No more bullpen pitchers yet.
He's your shortstop, number 6, Zach Zoltowski.
Lincoln Eiler and Cam Dunlap, 2 great friends. If you've been to the Clovers social media page and seen the questions with the Clovers, both of them 2 fun-loving guys who just love to play baseball. Oh, 1 count now for Z squared. He'll take a swing at that one, hammers it to the left side, but foul, 0-2. So 2 outs on the board here. Thomas Koch. We've seen bat here at East Clayton Community Park. Have not seen him pitch yet. Clovers up 16-1 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. That one on the inside. Zoltowski thought about swinging. 1-2. That one down low. 2-2 count now for Zoltowski. He's starting to battle back after finding himself. He'll take a swing at that one. It goes towards the shortstop. They'll make the throw over at first. They make the play. That'll wrap up this nightmare inning. We go now to the top of the seventh. It's do or die time now for Brunswick. They need 6 runs to keep this game going. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Clayton, Clovers Baseball. So Luke Macon with the possibility of pitching a complete game here, leading his Clovers to a 16-1 victory. First one, ball one. It's going to be Mac James leading off here, number 19. James, who's 1 for 2 on the night. So James finds himself in a friendly 3-0 count. That'll find the strike zone, though. Bring it back to 3-1. Luke Macon. Starting to battle back here. And the big swing and a miss loads it up, 3-2. Way to keep his composure after finding himself down 3-0 in the count. And that'll be a leadoff walk. James will reach first here. Brunswick showing some
Brings
energy
up now
from the
the
dugout.
third baseman, number 27.
Now Christian
Fourcroft.
will try and keep things going here. Again, the Surf and Turfs need 6 runs to keep this thing alive. That one hit up high. 2 players running to make a play on it, but it's going to fall just out of play, making an 0-1 count here. That one outside. 1-1 count. That one. Christian Barcroft jumped back pretty dramatically there, called strike. Make it a 2-2 count here. And that one hit towards center field. They're going to try for 2. They'll get it. So 2 outs there. And all of a sudden, Brunswick down to their last out. It's going to be Matt DeSanti, who might be Brunswick's last chance here.
We're taking pinch hitting now for the Surfin Turf, number 30, Ryder Wagonette.
So Ryder Wagonette comes in place for Matt DeSanti and takes a wild swing at the first pitch. Make it 0-2. This could be the game here. Clovers leading the number 1 team in the league 16-1. And there it is, ball game. Luke Macon pitches a complete 7 innings.
Congratulations,
Clovers are going to take this one 16-1, dominating fashion. We talked about the Clovers, that being their goal coming in. I don't know if anybody thought it would play out like this. Clovers behind a few home runs, some great hitting, and even better pitching take the win here. Clovers now go on the road for the next day. They get a day off first, but then the 21st they'll be playing the River City Skippers. You can tune into their broadcast 7 p.m. for that game. Then the 22nd and 23rd, Clovers are back home. You certainly won't want to miss it. We thank you for joining us here. John Loomis here on the broadcast, signing off. Good night.